Welcome to Best There Is Games podcast. We are talking about crazy stuff right now going on in the world, and the problem is we try to escape the crazy world and just do our own things, but somehow those things kind of sprinkle into our world. And one of those things I feel is like cancel culture and PC stuff. One of the first things I was going to bring up to you guys is Gina Carano, we all know from Mandalorian. Giggity. My wife isn't here. Last time I made a reference to Rosario Dawson, you could hear in the background go, oh my god. Like Ernie being Ernie, talking about boobs. I like boobs, I got boobs, I like it.
Do you like playing with your own boobs?
No.
Would you play with Rosario Dawson's boobs?
Yes. But would you... We talked about this before. If you're in a woman's body, would you play with yourself?
I would if I was Wonder Woman, because she likes to play with other people. But...
No, just in general. If you had another woman's body, would you try things out?
I mean, depends who it is, but no.
You're just a freaking woman, okay?
Well, hold on. Depends what you're going down in that. Because are you changing where now you're a man into a woman?
You're just a woman now.
Or are you taking someone's over someone? Because there's a difference between the way I would feel with that.
We're not going to get into that.
No, I'm not going to answer that question unless I know left or right.
You're Lucas, that's
okay,
it.
so
your genes changed.
Oh,
so I'm not taking over...
Yes.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
But how far do you go?
What do you mean how far do I go? I'm a deviant.
Would you pick up?
I'm not gonna lie about that.
Pick up a dude and just be a slut?
No.
And just so you can see how it feels?
I don't know about that.
I would try it with toys probably, but...
I would probably go ham on that. There too. I'm not gonna lie.
But I was thinking about like... Because I had a dream where I was a girl and I was looking in the mirror and it was so weird because it was like me, but it was a girl. And my hands, how they moved and everything, and I'm just like, this is the best thing ever. And the girl who I wasn't really that super hot, but she had a little bit of whatever. And I'm like checking things out and stuff, and I was like, after I woke up, I was talking to my wife, like, I don't know how, like, it's weird. I don't know how far I would go, but it's like, then you imagine just some dude's face in front of you, like, going at it on you. It's like, I don't think I could go that far.
Yeah. I'd probably be a lesbian for sure. With other girls, but I mean,
yes.
Probably, yeah.
But anyway,
I mean, if I keep my same mentality, like how I am personality-wise, probably.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying.
If I wasn't conscious that I was a male before, then I probably would. But if I
I'm talking about your mind in
your version
of female body.
But do I? Am I changing?
It's Freaky Friday, dog.
Okay, so I am changing. All right, that's.
But you're going. It's just
you're changing.
Yeah, you're not going to be in someone else's. So we don't.
Yeah, no, I would.
Semantics.
I probably wouldn't have sex with a dude.
Yeah.
Because I know what they look like. I don't want to be that close because then at that point,
and plus I know
you're still the same personality wise. So I don't find you guys attractive. I don't want to fuck a dude.
And I know what that feels like. So I just don't want to.
What? Wait, hold on. What?
No, I've been in the guy's shoes before. I'm a guy. I know how it feels to be on their side.
Yeah.
So being a girl.
I thought you.
That doesn't make sense though.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense though because the toy would have to make up for what it's like to be with a dude. Yeah, I just would never do it.
You can get one of those like machines that does this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
strap on.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be a participant for that.
Your wife would most definitely fuck the shit out of you.
Would you let that happen? No.
I don't know. It's weird because it's like not a dude. It's
her.
This is totally off topic, by the way.
That's completely fine.
We were going to be
this is like the old school conversations, though. At least I had with you.
Yeah, you see what I do for certain amounts of money. And
everyone has a bottom line.
Yeah.
It's $1 million man. Everybody has a price. But no, so Gina Carano, she just recently went back onto Twitter and stuff and was like, I don't care what I said in the past. If people got problems with me, they could leave it, blah, blah, blah. So in the past, she's basically like a QAnon, whatever they're called.
QAnon or whatever it's called? Okay.
And she's...
I'm going to be honest.
Don't know.
Don't fucking pay attention to
I
that
don't know
much.
exactly what that is. I've heard the name before. I don't know
I've
exactly
heard it.
What it is.
People said it, and I'm like, hey.
Do you want to do me a favor and pull it up while I'm discussing? Because I don't got my computer guy Declan over there to pull it up. But it's very conspiracies against the government and stuff like that.
Here's what Wikipedia says. QAnon is a disproven and discredited far-right conspiracy theory alleging that a cable of Satan-worshipping cannibalistic pedophiles is running a global child sex trafficking ring and plotting against U.S. President Donald Trump, who's fighting the cabal. That's what QAnon is.
It's pretty...
I like some of that. I didn't like the overall aspect of that. No, they're not my people.
She believes the election was false and this and that. So that was like a couple months back, and she just addressed it. But a couple months back, she said all this, and you could follow a lot of her stuff where she's talking kind of crap and stuff. And real quick, Disney and Marvel under the same umbrella. James Gunn had a few tweets come out that were very odd. They weren't really bad to me. They were just odd. Like
banter.
Like the shower in my hotel feels like a 3-year-old peeing on me.
What?
It's kind of weird. I don't know if I would be like...
It was a little odd, but you got to think of even how we talk about certain subjects or in general. We will go to...
Yeah, but I don't know if we would post it online.
Yeah, but, I mean, this could be their
maybe to each other
life.
In conversation.
But
the whole... here's my thing. So
opening their mind.
So they're saying that, if she's not careful, she could be dropped from Mandalorian and stuff. But for me, it's like, where do you draw the line where people can't say what they want to say? Because this goes into Fox News bullshit where, again, I try not to get political, but this kind of came into our world. And this is like when LeBron sits there and gives his opinion on what's going on, and they go, just shut up and dribble. We don't want to hear what you have to say. Or Ashton Kutcher, we don't care what you're saying. Yeah. But Ashton Kutcher is working with people that are fighting off sex trades and or sex slaves and actually helping, putting money into it, doing more than using their platform in a good way.
Right.
So I can't sit there and be like, this dude's nuts. It's like, but my thing and what I bring into you guys is what are you able to do and not do? Should she be able to go and rant and do her own thing? I mean, it's not hurting anybody, but at the same time,
it is hurting could hurt the show because if her fans.
That's the thing. People had a huge backlash. People want her off the show. People were signing petitions, and I'll be real with everybody on where the camera's at. Petitions don't mean shit. I don't know how many times I've seen people sign petitions. They don't matter.
Yeah.
All that matters is the company running it. But what is too far, or what as an audience or as in their shoes, what do we let them say and not say? And how much is the First Amendment getting fucked?
Yeah.
Well, if you talk about the First Amendment, unless the government is actually saying you can't do something or say something, it's null and void when it comes to a company.
But I say it doesn't matter because
it doesn't really matter.
We're not. We live in a world where there's consequences to what you say, no matter what. So her having this belief system, which a million people disagree with, you heard what it's weird, and a lot of.
I think the whole overthrowing the current president, no, but as far as I wouldn't be surprised if they were some satanic cults, running the world.
But that's
I like that idea. I like it, but I don't think that's my world.
They think Hillary is part of it, and she's eating babies and stuff.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
And that's a little far. I don't think that's going on.
No.
If it is, we're in a weird part of the world now. Stuff's going on that we don't even know that is going to be a TV show.
Can you imagine?
I think there's definitely
demigods and shit
like
that.
Can you imagine if one day they're like, yeah, you know what? This is how the world is. It's fucked up.
You mean a fucking...
You mean everything I see in the movies is kind of right?
I wouldn't be surprised.
You mean some demigod or some fallen angel that gives you this can't be real, but it gives you that how those movies happen where they're this is what life is. No one knows about it. Or like Men in Black, Tommy Lee Jones.
There's fucking
here's how it goes
demons,
slick. There's aliens everywhere.
Aliens
You guys watch
everywhere.
Supernatural at all?
Yeah, I was just thinking about Supernatural.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But okay. I mean, I get it. Okay.
So
whatever.
how far is too far?
But like, what? Like, do you think it's? I mean, I don't know, because it's hard for me to grasp. Because I don't want to sit there and go, she can't say what she wants to say.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do kind of feel like, dude, calm down. Like, but again, she just went on the record recently and was like, I don't care what I said and what I meant. I meant what I said, and no one's gonna change how I think. And if you have a problem, don't listen to me or whatever. And that's true.
That's fair.
But the whole time is I can see Disney in the corner going like, that's still not cool with us, you know. And I would hate to lose Cara Dune in Mandalorian, which I don't think they will, because it's kind of gone on for a little bit. If it gets a little bit out of hand, and here's the thing, she's not famous enough for me, I think, to get it out of hand.
Yeah.
James Gunn's a director, and he's blew up. So, and at that time, James Gunn was also talking to DC about Suicide Squad. So I think Marvel just kind of retaliated in a way. But I think she's not as big where we could like throw it. But this goes on with everybody that's famous, that you use your platform. I mean, I don't know how many times Chris Evans has said something that I completely agree with. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's Captain America. Yeah. Like, you know, he's against whatever, you know.
Or even Pratt?
Pine. No, Pratt.
Yeah, Chris
Pratt. Yeah.
And there's times where we, you know, because we feel like we know these people, we've seen them a million times, and you got their back. But like, I'm not trying to date Gina Carano, because if she's, I mean, we already went over. It's bad, dude. I gotta point this out about the podcast. We talk about girls so much in the podcast. I realize I feel bad. I don't want people to think we're sexist, but it literally is just what pops up in our head. But like with me thinking about Gina Carano, it's like, yeah, she's
maybe we are sexist pigs, Ernie.
She's super good looking and talented, but like I'm not. If she said these things on a date with me, I don't know if I would be trying to go further on the date.
Because that's crazy town.
Yeah,
there's a fine line.
She dated Henry Cavill for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then Kelly Coco dated him. Girl from Big Bang Theory, the main blonde girl.
Ah, okay.
The only like blonde girl in the show, basically. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's just this type of culture that, again, it makes you think of the whole shut up and dribble. That was a big thing. They didn't want basketball players having voices about the police brutality. But this thing isn't a positive thing in my eyes that she's standing up for. Because usually when it's like positive in your eyes, you're okay with it, like Chris Evans and stuff. She's talking about nonsense to me and craziness. But it's like, do you just shut her down, or do you let her...
Well, the thing is, though, is that you got the other, like, half the country that aligns with her views and thinks of that when Chris Evans says something that was messed up or that was wrong. So it's like they're in, if we think of it about it in their shoes,
right?
It's like she's in the right now. She's saying positive things. She's saying the right things. But
I just honestly, if I was in their shoes, I would hate. I would do whatever I wanted. That's my personality, I would say. But then if you're going to lose your, like, big, huge job on playing fucking Wolverine or something, I would maybe just suck it up.
Yeah, there is a point where you gotta... Because, I mean, there's a lot of things we all want to say at work. We all want to say some other things.
Someone brought that up in a discussion about freedom of speech, and they were saying that, oh, it's messed up that, for example, the president got Twitter taken away, and they're like, that's messed up, freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, dude, freedom of speech... Freedom of speech...
That's a company.
Freedom of speech unless you go so far. And they were like, or we'd all be saying fuck off to everyone at work, and that just doesn't work.
But it is, when it comes to at least an actor, actress, they are themselves their own item that they gotta sell, right?
Brand,
but even then, they're on their own brand for the company, so their outside life is still their life within the movies and whatnot, because they can't really break it away. So
like,
at that, being a celebrity, I think it's much harder to try to be yourself without repercussions, because I do think that if you're out of line in your job that you're doing with, and it doesn't meet the values at that company which you agreed with and signed up with,
that's what's hard, is because you're hired by this company, and you're almost on the clock 24/7 because you represent this company.
Like The Boys, like how The Boys are. Have you guys seen The Boys yet on Amazon?
I have not watched
I
any bit of it.
Yeah, it's just like that. Where like all the people in the Seven, all the heroes in the Seven, they're part of that brand. They have to be scripted what they say every single time they're in public.
and then if they
off-camera.
fuck up, they get in trouble.
Yeah,
no matter
exactly,
what.
yeah.
So it's like.
They explain that really well.
And that's
that show.
kind of what it is. It's like you're under this microscope, and that's why celebrities actually go insane. Celebrities
I don't doubt it.
go like Dave Chappelle, go hide out and like just
Some
leave,
drug addicts and shit. And just,
lose their mind, suicide, whatever. It's because you're under a microscope so much. But it's like I don't know. I just found it as an interesting idea because what is it to you to lose? Like for me, like Gina Carano. That was my Wonder Woman pick from the beginning. I wanted a nice, beefy Wonder Woman that had muscle because she was on American Gladiators before that.
Because
and
I
stuff
know
like
that,
but
at least in the comic, she's supposed to be thin and slender, correct?
At times, sometimes they draw like broad shoulders, muscles, but that's what I wanted. I wanted a girl that looked like strength, But my thing is though, if you get Mandalorian blew up. And it sucks because it's already been on our podcast a million times how much we talked about it. But I couldn't imagine losing that job, especially right now, where it's like fire. Mm-hmm. But then she's doubling down on it, saying, "I don't care what you guys think." So that's almost like a fu to the fans that are against her, I guess.
If she's being true to herself, though, she doesn't care what anybody else thinks. She has a right to say that, Because
a lot of people, a lot of fans want her gone because of that. Because people, but I don't know. I think it's just rough. Because for me, it's like, dude, do your own thing. I don't care. Just don't push it on me. But then you kind of are. But then it means I don't have to follow her. But it doesn't affect her acting. It doesn't affect her character.
Yeah.
That's one other thing that we tend to do is that we look at the person and then discredit their art or discredit what they do just based upon what they say or what they've done in the past. And
but there's some things that we can't really get over. Like
I love Michael Jackson. I love listening to that motherfucker all the goddamn time. Yeah, exactly. Like you can't just go.
Michael Jackson was disturbed.
My uncle
100%.
He was the detective on the case when they were doing like the trials and shit like that.
Did they look at his wiener and stuff?
No, but
no, they did. They had to look at his wiener.
Well, my uncle did. But.
No, they looked at it because they wanted to compare what the children said it looked like, and they explained it to a T because he has that skin
foreskin.
No, that skin.
Oh yeah. Where he's like,
no.
I forgot what it's called, but like,
you get the blobs, and the kids explained it to a T that he had like blobs on his.
I feel like that'd be easy to know that though if he has the skin condition everywhere else, but I get what you're saying. My uncle was pretty sure that he was pretty sure that he was guilty.
That's why he started wearing the glove because his hands started doing it. But then he bleached his body or whatever. Who knows? We don't know the whole story. But yeah, it's just Michael Jackson. You could tell when he did the other interviews, he isn't all there. He's still in a 5-year-old brain kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
and usually when you're molested, they say that you get stuck kind of in that same brain. Where so if he was molested or traumatized, I mean, who knows?
His dad was really hard on them. The whole Jackson 5, they were beaten and shit, and it was pretty bad. It was a rough family.
I mean, and look at Kevin Spacey's career over, gone.
He has some good movies too.
Oh, he had amazing movies. Kevin Spacey's fucking amazing. Yeah. But literally, it was a snap, dude, and it was gone. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I was just watching Baby Driver probably a little after they found out he had fucking little boy parties. And then you don't want to hear that because, again, though, it doesn't affect with this work, it doesn't affect with this, but then this is something so...
Well, it depends what it is.
Right.
If it's criminal,
yeah,
that's your own doing. Yeah.
He's
depending on how criminal it is.
And everything he's done, 7 Horrible Bosses and all that.
Now, there's going to be a little, on anyone who career does end based upon a bad thing, there's going to be a span where no one watches this shit because they're all angry. Then
he doesn't. He's not getting hired.
Well, I know, but he probably won't.
No, he hasn't been hired.
No, I'm saying he probably won't for his lifetime, at least for a while.
Yeah,
a very long time.
There's
maybe later if he doesn't off himself for whatever reason.
Casey Affleck, Ben Affleck's brother, who was charged for multiple things with. I don't know if it's harassing women or people were saying she was raped. And I remember Brie Larson was a big fighter against that, and you could tell she had to give him a award, and she was just like standing away from him. Like, do you remember that? Like, it kind of came up.
Didn't she get in trouble for some shit too? Or people didn't like her for some
People
reason?
don't like Brie Larson because she got called the strongest Avenger.
Oh,
and people got mad.
I thought before she became Miss Marvel.
I don't know. She was great in Scott Pilgrim and stuff. I have no idea.
Oh.
But
yeah, I know that there was something, but
there could be something. But I was just thinking about King Kong. She's in that. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, like some things it just like ends it for people. So I don't know. I
think being mentally ill verbally is okay. Like that shouldn't really end you. Unless you do the show and if she's on it, it tanks. As a company standpoint, you gotta do what is best for the company. Yeah. So if she,
it really
isn't she supposed to do her own show, or at least we were speculating?
We're speculating, but it's most likely.
If that's the case, and if they see that show does garbage compared to everything else, they're probably just gonna have to can it, or they're gonna make a decision beforehand before that's even made. Because you can't go 1-2 episodes in
it really sucks
and change the character.
I'm not just because how she looks and all that. It's like she is actually really fucking cool.
I like her as a character. That she fits that character extremely well.
She plays it very good.
Yes,
and I really like it. So even though you're crazy, we're gonna keep watching you. Basically, I guess.
Yeah, don't do anything criminal. I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Because saying stuff like that, you're not really. I mean, if she's inside of violence, that'll be one thing. If she said anything racial, and in any negative tone,
I think people said she might have had some swerves of racism in it. But I'd have to look into it more. But I would think if that actually was bigger or came to light, that would be a Disney flag.
Yeah.
Where it would kind of get her a little more trouble.
Not that Disney's never had racist stuff in the movies before, but
I mean Disney was built like on racism, basically.
This whole country was.
Speaking of racism, so a lot of white people went onto the Capitol. I shouldn't say that because I do think I saw like two black guys.
People, but yeah.
You should just say the Trump fanatics.
There you go. The Trumpers were running up the aisles.
Wait, can we call them the Trumpets? The Trumpets?
I don't want a musical instrument to be associated with something so un-American.
Right. Here, I'll tell you. I'll tell you a joke that some guy told me once, and he took it from Dan Cook. This will get into what I'm talking about, the Trumpets. When I worked loss prevention, I always got to set up my fucking story, so stupid. But when I worked loss prevention, I got to wear what I want. So I had a lot of shirts with like whatever superheroes and stuff. But sometimes I would do logos. I usually don't like to wear the logos, but this one was red Superman. I like black red together, and I do like Superboy a little bit, way more than Superman.
He has a crush,
huh?
I was gonna say okay.
Yeah, the way you said like I do like it.
I do like it.
I was gonna say okay, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. So this worker, the dude worked at Shoes. He saw me and he was like, "Hey, you see Dane Cook special?" And I was like, "I don't watch Dane Cook. I'm a real human being."
That was a long time ago.
He was like, "Yeah, he does like a joke about people wearing Superman shirts and like, you should just shoot him and be like, yeah, I guess you're not like Man of Steel or something." And I was like, "Oh, all right." And I walked away and I was like, "That's the fucking stupidest joke I've ever heard." But
what's the actual joke?
The fact that if you wear a superhero shirt like that, Superman.
No, I'm saying like, there's no way.
Why don't you go shoot a guy that's wearing a Superman shirt and then bam, be like, I thought you're the Man of Steel.
I don't think that's verbatim. What Cook said.
I vaguely remember that idea of the joke. I just watched it, but I don't think that was the exact.
That's what he told me, and that's how I remember it. But there is something about wearing superhero symbols and logos that do make you feel a little bit. I feel like you get an oomph. I mean, I feel like when I would work out, put my Superman shirt on, I used to have a long time when I worked out. And then I have Venom and stuff like that. And do you guys get that ever? Like,
I get what you mean. Like, but I don't think it's just superhero stuff. It's like whatever you feel.
Like if you had to go to war,
you know,
you feel like be like, yeah, I'm gonna throw on.
I'm not gonna lie. When I go play airsoft, I have the vest, I have knee pads, I have everything. Where you actually go out there and I'm in boots, like I'm okay. I'm about to go do something here. Granted, at that point, I kind of am.
Because I mean, if it came down to me, like,
but you prepare for you go out how you are
if it
expected
came
it
to
to
me
happen.
defending the Earth or something, I would love to rock a fucking Ghost Rider skull, Punisher, or whatever. So I get that, but so with people, the Trumpettes, they stormed the castle, and a lot were wearing the Punisher logo. A lot.
I hate that, dude, because I love the Punisher.
And I love the Punisher. So now, PC culture are calling for Punisher to be redesigned.
Hold on, you're fucking kidding.
No, this just came out about a day or so ago. They said,
dumb, dude.
Because what people try to make what Punisher is.
Dude, they have been trying to do this with logos and pictures forever. Cancel shit because it has a bad connotation. Do you guys know about Pepe?
No.
Yeah.
Pepe the cartoon frog.
But Pepe was made about for that reason.
Some dude drew it, and it's an actual cartoon book.
It's 4chan, ain't it?
No. Some dude actually drew that. It's a cartoon book.
I thought it was just a meme. I didn't realize it was a book.
No.
Okay.
They're all wearing... A lot of people have Punisher. This is a huge thing. Okay, first of all, a lot of cops rock the Punisher thing. I fucking can't stand it. They put the blue line in it. I don't like the blue line. I don't want to get into why I don't like it. It deals with Black Lives Matter and all kinds of other stuff. But I'll just say, I respect cops. Do your job. We're fine. A lot of cops wear Punisher on their vest, on their wherever, their helmets.
Military
whatever.
wears it too. I've seen like people in the military.
And the Punisher original creator went out saying that I don't appreciate you guys wearing it.
They think should copyright it. It's just two people that are wearing it and stuff.
It's hard though. It's such a brand now.
Yes.
He said he created it and he didn't appreciate people wearing it because you're using it the wrong way.
Yeah.
So then they even read it's a chef kiss if anyone's listening to this on radio or whatever. There's a comic that was written recently where the police go up to the Punisher and they're like, hey man, we love what you do, check out, we got this on our squad car, and he's got it on his vest, and he takes off the sticker and rips it up in front of them. They're like, hey, what the hell, man? He's like, my symbol's like not meant for you. He's like, you guys are different than me.
It's supposed to be bringers of peace, not vengeance.
He's like, you have an oath. I didn't swear to an oath. He's like, what I do is what I do, you know. And for you to sit there and glamorize what I do, it's not the right thing, basically. Yeah. And the cops get mad, like, that's not fair, man, you know, kind of like, we're just like you, and he's just like, you're nothing like me. And it's true.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it's kind of hard when you're that kind of guy where I'm like, yeah, if I had to go to war, I'd wear that Punisher shirt too, because I'm all about fighting the good fight, but at the same time, that's the whole meaning behind it. So now they're asking Marvel to change his design, and
Marvel should just go fuck you.
Well, Marvel's not budging. It's stupid people that stupid people that want it changed. But it's just crazy that people use these things, and it's even with like, you know, what is it? When you airsoft, paintball, they all wore Punisher and stuff like that. That I'm more okay with because you're just being more adventurous and fantasy like.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting there and you're working for where you can actually kill for a living and stuff, and the fact that these guys did represent that, and that's what really sucks is that's a comic character you're representing, and do you get what's the point, you know?
Yeah.
And God, I can't think of his name. The guy that plays him, he was saying. He talked about it recently. They don't get it. They don't get what the Punisher story is.
What his whole, like what he's all about, like what the purpose of doing what he's doing is. Like
they're trying to be cool and badass, but the reason why the Punisher does this, and you know, like someone brought it to him and like addressed it. And he addressed it like same way that we would address it. Like, yeah, like you're not the fucking Punisher, dog. Like running up the stairs and trying to fight that fight or whatever, but you're fighting over a losing election. Punisher lost his fucking mind. Like he lost his family.
His family got slaughtered.
And Every day is his last day. It's almost for Punisher. He's just living and taking out much as people as he can. You can't,
But not just innocent people either, though. Like people that
Right.
actually deserve.
so you can't
So it's
compare
like-
that to a normal Joe, unless some guy went through that shit and he's looking for bad guys. Punisher would be on the opposite side, probably trying to clean house of people trying to
Yeah.
attack, whatever. So it just sucks, and it's one of those things that I hate to like come across on my feed, or it was on a couple different websites they were talking about it, and it just sucks because it's again politics. We talk about it all the time now because that's all that's
Oh,
happening.
it engulfs everything.
It engulfs everything, but now it's falling into all of our stuff that, like, the world's crap right now. And I get to have a breather with reading a comic and watching Mando.
Now it's trickling into that world, huh?
And now it's like, I have to think about when I'm watching Gina Carano now, like, I wonder if this is her last episode, Like, they kept saying that during the seasons, like, oh, she's not going to be in the rest of the seasons. She was in the rest of the season, so it was no problem. And then with this whole Punisher thing, it's like, are they going to change it? Because Spider-Man's getting a change in his suit for no reason. It's dumb, actually.
Well, changing his suit.
I have no idea. I think it's the storyline. He's like yellow and blue. It's really weird.
Huh.
But if it's for a story, I let it go because I know it's going to go back to normal.
Yeah.
But if it's Punisher, like, I don't want to see them buckle because... But to be real, Punisher doesn't really have a big comic book following at the moment. There's not a lot of comics being sold. But he is in a couple other... The Savage Avengers or something like that comic. But I just would hate if they started going like, oh, he's just in a black shirt for a while or whatever.
But if Marvel does end up changing his logo or whatever, what's to say that people aren't going to start wearing that one now, and then that one's going to be tainted? Like
Actually, they would probably have more of a reason to wear that one.
Probably.
If they purposely changed it because that they were wearing it. They would purposely wear the other one
yeah,
to spite that.
Yeah.
There's no point in trying to get rid of at least a symbol like that.
Well, it's weird too because it's always
It's not even a bad
it's
symbol.
always Punisher. You think
Yeah.
they would just go with maybe some people would use Deadpool.
No, because Deadpool's symbol is not as cool looking
Menacing, I guess.
or menacing.
Yeah.
Because Punisher, skull, correct? If I remember correctly, skull, and it's the it's white skull.
It's on my.
Oh, yeah.
It's on my war machine.
Literally right there in front of me. Yeah.
It just sucks
That's
you can't
badass.
You can't wear any merch that's Punisher without being associated with, because you got me a Punisher jacket before, but if I wore that in public I'm white with the beard, are people going to think like, oh, he's a Trump supporter? He's
That's
a
the thing.
racist? Like,
Let's
you know
hope
what I'm
not.
saying?
And that's the thing. Is like it shouldn't get to that point. I don't think it will. But just the fact that they brought it to
I don't know, man.
They brought it to Marvel. Well, to be
Maybe
honest,
not in the public.
How many videos
but,
have we?
fuck. If I took a picture of him with that on and
put it
posted
on,
it
yeah,
online,
yeah,
he
yeah.
would be destroyed.
Yeah.
No, but
for
like,
sure.
how many people actually were wearing it though? Or is this someone blowing it out of proportion?
Yeah.
Because I watched a ton of videos of
Could
it.
be that too. I don't remember.
I don't remember
seeing
ever seeing
anyone wearing
having
Punisher.
a Punisher. It'd be different or cooler, I guess you could say, if a dude's vest was like the whole skull. Like I'd be like, oh, dude, I don't like you, but that's pretty sick. But a lot of people only do like small badges and shit.
Yeah.
So I mean,
A lot of people don't even know the Punisher. They don't even know that's his symbol, so they just see a skull and they think, oh, that's just like
Yeah, because
this,
that
whatever,
is
you know?
sold as like patches a lot of places. I mean, I can buy patches online of the Punisher skull.
people don't
It's
even
so
know it's
very well.
Punisher.
well, when
done.
I typed in, I don't know what I was on a sticker website because I usually, with my Magic cards, I'll mark them with stickers, and that's how I keep track of what deck is a deck. And when Punisher comes up, it's got all kinds of crazy shit. It's got the ones with like the American flag on it, and it's like that's not what it's meant to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
People are like, I'm a fucking patriot, you know,
yeah.
and like
You know what's
like
going along with that whole flag thing? Did you know that's technically not proper protocol for the
No,
American
flags
flag
aren't supposed to be- flags
on
aren't-
anything besides a flag
Yeah.
yeah, where people
or
are
a
like
military.
bikinis,
Yeah, you
t-shirts.
can't have the American
No, it's
flag on
not.
anything.
It's
But no
degrading
one
it,
does
basically.
anything about it. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, but people bitch about the flag so fucking much,
I know.
and yet they still do that.
Yeah, that. And
God, I hate hypocrisy.
But I hate it because I feel like people are trying to like, what are you talking about? I'm celebrating it at the beach. I love America. It's 4th of July. It's my bikini, but I'm just like,
You're sitting on it right now.
yeah, but it's like,
Your ass, which is probably dirty.
yeah, but so it's weird, but I don't, there's weird rules and
I think in Kansas, not Kansas, but I know one state you can't eat apple pie on a certain day. It's illegal.
That's funny.
fuck that. I would fucking run a
Fuck a
train.
pie?
Run a train. Yeah.
Just sitting in an
Run a
American
train
pie.
on
shorts
American
and eat
pie,
your-
yeah.
get
There-
American
there
pie
are-
grill and just eat that pie.
We'll have to come back one of these times with weird laws, because there is a bunch of weird laws.
Would you fuck a pie?
Would I?
you go American Pie if you're, you know?
I don't know.
When I was a teenager, like in high school, middle school maybe, but now...
I had a friend. God, we're going so tangent with sex today. Everyone's horny. I had a friend that put two. He had two mattresses, and
Or you put something in the middle of them?
yeah, he put like a Ziploc bag in the middle with like
Gel or something.
Gel or so,
Yeah.
and he fucked his mattress. He would tell me, and I never went that far. I never went to MacGyver my pussies. So
It's a story that I have for another time, but anyway.
I just so when it comes to American Pie and the pie fucker, I don't know. That's a mess, dude.
Why would you do that in your kitchen, first of all? I'm talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Like, why would
That's
you
true.
do?
That's true.
Why not
Take it to your room or something?
Wow.
Bathroom.
Smoker over here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
stop smoking, killing yourself. But yeah, also I don't know if I want to give that details. Let's just say I got a lot of hair on my head, so it's like I don't want to go into the pie and they come without so much you have to clean off you, and it's just not worth it. And I can't look at
You
pie
can't
the
eat
same
it.
again.
But then you won't be able to eat it either, unless you have one of those weird fetishes.
What if it was shaped like a McDonald's pie? Be a little easier.
I just had a horrible image of like a fleshlight looking like
Yeah.
like American Pie. Yeah, those are good. I like those.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. A young kid, I did not appreciate pie,
No.
and then I grew up and became an
Yeah.
old man, and I appreciate pie. But yeah, people shouldn't abuse Punisher logos.
Anyway, yeah.
Any superhero logo, any logo in general that's not negative. I mean, fuck, just any logo.
No,
Stop,
but what's
stop
it gonna mean? Me wearing a Venom logo for the hell of it?
Yeah, but what if everyone comes out with pitchforks, start stabbing people wearing Venom shirts?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
thing is they don't.
Well, that's what I'm
They
saying.
won't.
Like, motherfuckers-
Punisher's been used for years now.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And
It's such a generic.
there's
symbol,
nothing
too, is a thing.
kid like I can't like looking at my just shit I have here, Mando, Power Ranger helmet. None of these things could really be put on you and be like, that dude's a badass. But when you have a Punisher school, it looks more like, okay, he looks like a biker or
Well, yeah, and
something
also,
toughness.
maybe not everyone knows Punisher
Right.
out there in the world. They just see a cool looking.
I mean,
skull.
when I was young, the first tattoo I wanted was Punisher, based off the movie one, where it was kind of like drippy and painty. But the Tom Harding one, I think, not Tom Harding, Thomas Jane. But then growing up, I just was like, that seems too much like douchey. So I just got Punisher on my arm. I mean, he has the logo on him, but I just didn't want, the logo on me because it seemed like almost like an army cop thing to do, where it's
But
like
it shouldn't be though. But
but that's what
Well,
it
It's warrior aspect, because you can look at any prior
Well-
civilization and they will have, the Romans or not the Romans, but the Spartans had the dude with the helmet,
yeah.
Right.
as the a logo for them.
Well,
so
that's the thing. Is like I said, it's
any kind of skull
there's nothing.
thing.
Anything you look at
Or middle school.
in
Middle
comics,
school, I wore a lot of skulls.
anything
Skulls
with
were
comics
popular.
and stuff like that, there's nothing. There's a lot of stuff out there, but there's nothing to joke about or menacing about the Punisher symbol. There's no like real funny comic with him, even though he did cross over with Archie.
And Eminem.
He did, but Eminem was raw, dude. No, but yeah. So it's like with Punisher, it's more of a serious take on like, I guess the world in a way, because it's a superhero basically, but he's not.
Yeah.
But he's a good guy in the comics supposedly. He's still, if they draw a line, he's a good guy, but
Is he
he's not
anti-hero?
really.
Anti-hero?
And anti-heroes are awesome. We all love anti-heroes.
well- Wolverine's
Deadpool's
one.
Yeah, Deadpool's an anti-hero.
I mean, not to get too much into comics, but
Most
Civil
superheroes pretty much
War, where he, I don't know if you guys read Civil War, but when he finally meets up with the underground team that's been hiding from the Pro Registration, Spider-Man's outed. They already know he's Peter Parker, and once he turns on Tony, they send the Thunderbolts on them, but then they get under the sewer. so they can't keep control of him or know what they're doing, and they're beating the shit out of Spider-Man. Like, he's gonna die. Then all of a sudden, you see Jack-o'-lantern's head just explode, and the other dude just is Jester, who's like, like, I'm the fake Joker. Boosh, get a hole in him, and it's Punisher, and he walks in with like Cap, like, here, save him. And Punisher and Spider-Man have always had their ups and downs because, again, I'm not like you. That's a great Daredevil thing too. That based off that comic and that episode, if you watch Punisher, but Cap finds out that he blew off these dudes' heads and takes them to the ground and punches the shit out of them. And it's that line I'm talking about where and that's what he actually tells the cops that. He's like, why don't you guys put stars on your car? He's like, Cap would enjoy that, or like kind of in an asshole way, but like, if you want to be a patriot, like, go throw that dude. And when Punisher gets taken down by Cap, Punisher's not fighting back. He lets Cap wail on him, and someone says he's not, or Luke Cage is like, he's not even hitting back. And he's like, he's not.
No, he understands justice and that.
He's not gonna do it. And then someone says like, it's Sam Moore, just a different guy. And then Cap walks away. He's like, no, I'm not like him. I'll never be like him, and walks away. And then, Punisher gets up, whatever. He's there with them, but it was a really strong scene because it's like, they are same guys.
Just opposite ends.
But they deal with things a little bit different. They both are fighting wars that their men out of their own times lost everything, but at the same time, it's just like, Punisher crossed that line and Cap lost it. Yep. He killed bad guys that were about to kill Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You should have been happy for that. But it was like, no, that's not how we do it, So I think that's like a thing that I always like think about. Like, the Punisher is nothing but like menacing, but he knows he's menacing and he knows there's repercussions. Mm-hmm. And with Cap beating the shit out of him and he sat there and just took it, that's what these motherfuckers need to know is you cross the line. If someone beats your ass, you're not the Punisher.
No.
You need to just take that shit. And you're not even humble enough to probably take that shit. You're probably going to cry and scream if someone gets hold of you.
Sweet tea can to the head.
Oh. Such good memes with that. Such good memes. Anyways, last thing I was going to bring up, brighter note. Do you see Razer? It's a company, Razer. I think they do computer shit.
Oh, yeah.
See, they're building
peripherals.
They're building the N95 mask.
I see it.
No, I didn't see that.
Dude, it's the illest thing ever. It sucks that this is our first steps of being like going to the future, becoming Darth Vaders. We're like, I hate to drop Mando again, but the girl that gets hurt in her stomach, she has like a robot stomach and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they're working on building a mask for us that I'm gonna pull it up. It's like a smart mask, but it does like it has like lighting effects. It keeps like,
dude, I never thought RGB would be in our life because I love RGB in my computer.
It's gonna have lighting effects.
That's cool.
It's gonna have ways to change our voices.
What?
All right.
That could be a little dangerous right there.
Dude, it's dangerous right now. Everyone's walking around. Everyone looks like they're robbing something.
That's true.
Every time I walk into somewhere, I'm like, oh, that guy's wearing a mask. I'm like, oh, I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So it's
we all are.
But yeah, I just was like kind of blown away when I was like looking up things or reading like the Punisher thing. I was like, this is nuts, dude. And I'm like, this is like.
Dude, that's finally us going to what we think the future is.
This is like steps for us going to where like, if we're gonna start wearing masks, it's gonna be like, oh, we're gonna start wearing cool high-tech masks that do things. Fucking, you're gonna answer your text messages.
Oh, dude,
you said the microphone, you can just talk on your phone.
Holy shit! Like, that's incredible.
This is gonna be the.
I love that.
I think this is the first time, like I said, we're gonna start turning into Vaders. Where I think eventually, like everyone's like, you want to live forever? I'm like, yeah. I go, because by the time I'm old enough, we'll have Vader parts and shit. And they're like, why is he breathing like that? Well, he's fat. But on top of it,
he's like 200 years old.
But on top of it, we have things, put into his lungs and stuff. He's really old underneath it. You can look underneath his helmet if you want. But like I said, like it blew me away because I'm like, this company's pretty fucking big, and the fact that they're also making like some new desks too, or something like that. But yeah, that mask is coming out, I think, in a couple years. They said.
Why not? Well, I was gonna say we might not even have to use them by then, but probably will. I mean,
I don't.
You know, this has become so commonplace now that it's literally, it feels more weird not to have it.
yeah.
Really, for me, I just can't stand it. I can't stand it.
I don't like traditional mask, even though
I wear those.
there been some shit saying that this is where
I wear those now
I don't
over
know.
the other ones because they feel lighter on me.
I just don't like anything being around my ears.
And I wear glasses,
That
so it
actually bothers me.
fogs up.
Mine fog up, but I have to like position it right to
Yep.
where there's like a seal right here where it won't like the air won't go up. So like right now it's fine, but
That is the only downside of my work when I wear my safety glasses and wear a mask. I'm like,
yeah.
pull them away a little bit.
I don't.
But you don't like anything feel like you're getting suffocated.
Yeah.
You're one of those people that think
Yeah.
a mask suffocates you.
Well, no, it's just you get anxious, like the breathing, like the hotness
You
and stuff.
get anxious.
Yes. Like, we had a customer that said he passed out from it, but if you hyperventilate in it, yes, you could pass out on anything.
Yeah.
So I'm not the kind of person that will say, oh, masks are bad or whatever. Just for me, they're hard for me, that's all. They're just uncomfortable, and I have to suck it up. I sweat,
I have to
my
wear
lips
work and
sweat,
stuff. That sucks. But,
and it just isn't fun. But yeah, anyways, but I thought about throwing that out. It's not going to be out till this year. They're showing it off, but it's going to have lighting and stuff with it. So
That's interesting.
it could match my lighting for like my computer.
What if you forget to charge your mask before you go to work that day? Like you just have a regular old mask at that point. Like
I don't know. There's a lot of details in it. It's going to be in 95 medical grade. With a filter, at least 95% airborne particles. The designer also features transparent front panel so that people can see your facial expressions or when communicating with people who are deaf or hard of hearing.
That's cool.
Then it talks about the voice app technology,
Can you
built-in
imagine?
built-in
a mask
microphone,
that you start
amplifier.
talking And it has a text screen?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, that'd be dope. Because then in
in
some
different languages.
Yeah, I
too.
was about to say in other languages.
It's only a concept at the
That'd be sick.
moment. So
Hey, let's come up with that.
Wait, but does it have
Fantastic idea.
Does it have a tongue-activated snack dispenser? That's the question. Just press the button with your tongue, and then it just injects a
That's
little
just too
snack
much
into your
for me.
mouth. Like, come on, put some French fries in there.
You know, soon at one point they're going to find later down in the future oxygen's bad for you, so they're going to require everyone to wear a helmet with an oxygen mask. It's going to be oxygen, but you know they're
That's
gonna,
why people
Or
get
filter
cancer.
it.
yeah, filtering it. But it's going to be called, you know, like
maybe razors ahead
new
of
oxygen. So
razors
it's
ahead
not
of
old oxygen. Old oxygen bad. New oxygen good. They're going to market
you
it.
okay, man?
New O2.
Yeah. Have you seen what's that Dr. Seuss movie?
Lorax.
Yeah. You know they're going to do something where they're selling air.
Well, it's like Spaceballs, where like
Oh yeah, this
they have the cans of fresh air. But
That's cool.
maybe they're razors ahead of the curve, and
Maybe.
we're gonna get these filters. It's surprising to me that they're making them. Well, I mean, they're in design right now, but it surprises me that they are making them very official, though. Like in '95, they're not just making them a mask; they're making it where people are gonna want these because they're better than the normal masks, of course, because they're gonna be light up or whatever. They look like shit from a rave. But
Yeah.
but to be honest, if I had to wear a mask, this would be badass to wear. I'd wear this over much things because it kind of comes off your face a little bit. It does show your mouth and all that. And it is weird communicating with people nowadays because you don't recognize anybody
No.
or even when you
You get
talk
ID'd.
to strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all odd. But again, like I said, it's our taste.
Yeah,
of the future.
actually, going along with that, I trained somebody, and I only saw him with his mask on. He never took it off. And then one day, he comes up to me, no mask. And he's like, hey, man, you know, then I'm like, oh! like, dude, I did not know that's what your face looked like.
That's crazy.
It's odd.
Could have been the love of your life. You didn't even know.
It's going to be like that Family Guy joke, you know, about the Russians. About taking off big coats, you don't know what the person
yeah. Like Russian.
Oh, I win.
Yeah.
It's kind
That's
of
interesting.
to
You know,
me.
you know what I want though? I want that phone that goes on a wrist. I don't know if you guys ever saw those videos years ago where there's something where they go like this and it's a screen that pops up
that's
and you
cool.
can just do everything like that. I think
That's
that'd be
fucking
cool.
weird.
It's like-
What if it
that's
does
like
that
Tony
connects
Stark
to
shit.
your mask? You can sit there and do shit
you
on it
seen
and
the
play
movie-
games and
The movie In Time.
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of. Because how, like you said, you could see.
That's a fucked up reality, dude.
That reality is really fucked up. You're spending your seconds and minutes to buy food.
Yeah, buy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you.
But it's dope when the dude gets the handful of all that time and all that. But yeah, no, it's crazy.
What if you accidentally shake someone's hand on accident?
I'm sure there's.
You know,
I'm sure there's like a pressure point or something.
Thank you for 40 years.
But yeah, it's nuts because like people lived like 400 years old. I think is the guy in the beginning. Yo, that's the guy that's gonna die in the beginning. He's like, I've done it all. Just tired of it. So I guess you would get to that point. But yeah, no, I think of that when you said things popping up and like, who knows, dude? By this time, I thought we're gonna have flying cars. Like when we thought we're in 2020.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
What year did the Jetsons take place in? Like not when it was made, but like when did the universe take place in? Do you know?
I don't know.
Because I'm sure we're way past that. We don't.
Well, watch Back to the Future.
Yeah,
what they
Yeah.
thought we're gonna have then. It's like, dude, we're like so behind on things.
Yeah.
We got no flying.
We got self-lacing
wars.
shoes now, at least.
Do we?
Jordan has some, yeah. They actually have a remake of the ones from Back to the Future.
Those are worth so much.
I know.
The only thing that we've done better is our computers have become
That's true.
tiny as ever,
Yeah.
and been able to do. That's our problem. Social media, right there. We made this, allowed social media, and we forgot everything else.
Yeah.
So we
100%.
stop making
Until
hoverboards
Elon Musk
and
came
all that.
along, and now we're almost to space. Or
Yeah.
almost to Mars.
Doesn't he want to make a hotel on a planet?
He wants to make a whole city on Mars. He wants to like make a bubble with like buildings and shit. Like
I don't trust that.
he wants to do a whole thing on there.
It would. I'd have such a anxiety breakdown.
He said
Looking out the window and seeing Earth, it would just bug me.
He said he
And
wants to
I'm not-
colonize Mars by 2030. I think is what he said. He wants to like colonize it by 2030. I think it was somewhere around there, somewhere in the early 2030s, late 2020s. Like he wants to get there. So
You got the
I
money.
watched Total
You got
Recall.
the money, dude.
I watched
he's
Total
the richest
Recall,
man in the world now.
Total Recall, man, shows you that Mars doesn't work.
No, was that true or was that a simulation?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Because it never actually explained
Yeah.
if that was legitimate or not in either of them.
What a twist!
Actually, I think in the new one they did. I think they
The new
made
one,
some
I
bullshit.
couldn't.
I couldn't get in it.
Yeah,
I don't like who was that? Colin Farrell.
I like Colin Farrell, but I just
Not in that movie.
I don't know how many times on
I think Arnold ruined it.
on these podcasts that we always go, yeah, that movie. We both are like, yeah, we watched it. Well, kind of. We couldn't get into it. Like
Then of course I'm going to sit here saying I never saw any of them because I didn't. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot you don't watch.
Jake's a church kid. He's not allowed to watch bad movies.
I like movies, but I just never got exposed to them, so I don't know.
But you watch them now. You just crank them out.
Yeah.
There's times where, like, during the pandemic started, I just started buying movies and just watching. That's when I got hella high on John Wick. I watched, how does number 2 end like this? And I watched number 3. How's
I've
number
never
3 end
talked
like
to you
this?
about number 3 because I actually finally watched number 3.
Oh, 3's pretty cool.
Yeah, 3's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's some
It's still confusing at the end, but yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't remember 3 too much because I was occupied while I was watching that, but I do remember the first 2 are really good.
Was he trying to drop that he was having sex or something?
I think so. We're getting some kind of action done.
I just don't remember a whole lot about that. Third one.
It's
Second one and then first
like
one were really good.
football games. Mom go, how was it? Good. Someone won.
Yeah.
I'm different. I'd be like, after like John Wick 3, I need to know what's gonna happen.
Well, yeah, John Wick 3, yeah. Some good shit right there. Yeah, ending, I don't remember now. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you don't?
No, actually, it opened up to being like the whole world is ran by a fucking secret cult
Well,
kind of thing.
it's kind of, that's the weird thing is,
Because, like, you find a big head dude, and he's some dude in the desert.
That, it was really weird.
Like a weird prince in the desert. Like, I'm like, John, you can kill all these guys and end it.
You can't mess with that, though. I don't know why.
But, like, he knows the rules.
It's almost like, for me, Die Hard 1 to Die Hard whatever. Because, like, Die Hard 1, he's, like, hella normal, just a dude fighting through a building. And then the other one he's doing, I think Steve Carell says this in The Office, doing crazy stuff. And then John Wick 1 was just a very simple movie of him, like, doing revenge. Then you go to, like, 2, and it opens up this whole fucking new
whole
world.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell? I don't know. We'll have to do something with action movies. I don't know. Maybe we'll go over John Wick, because I could talk about John Wick all
I can
day.
talk about action movies forever.
You're saying something about that, about the Equalizer, too. I didn't like how in the second one it's like a more...
Yeah, it opens up like that.
Yeah.
Because Equalizer, the first one, is just him using his old skills.
They should have just left it at 1, dude.
Yeah, and then
Equalizer's so good.
And then 2, it turns into like this whole agency, and Pedro Pascal, whatever, fucking Mandalorian. He's one of them too, and that dude's been in so many things. That
I never heard of him until Mandalorian, and then all of a sudden I see him like everything now.
he's in everything, yeah. And then that one was really bad. I really wish they made a third one just to kind of make it better, because that one wasn't like horribly bad, but the first one was just so good.
You guys have to show me the first one sometime.
You ever seen the first Equalizer? You just gotta come over and watch movies sometimes, dude. Like, I'm home all the time, and I could throw on a movie and just be like, "You want some popcorn?" But anyways, I think that's it. We've talked enough.
Yeah.
We got too much into the government for me. Not my.
That's fine. Actually, we didn't go.
Not my cup of tea. But I knew from what I did read, I had to talk about it, and then I didn't want to let you know about it because you might be like, oh.
No, actually, I'm glad how you brought all that up because you brought it up in a very fluid way. I'm proud of you, Ernie. Thinking ahead. You get the Lucas thumbs up.
I get ahead?
Is your wife here?
Yeah. She's actually here with all our dinner, so that's why I'm trying to wrap it up.
Well, that was it for Best There Is Games podcast. Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.